Yo guys, it's Mozomo, and today we are going to be going through the best transfers of the Premier League this season, and it's only one man. Let's go.
This is FZ Music.
Look, you can probably tell by the thumbnail of the video, we're going to be talking about Benjamin Sesko, Air Sesko. I mean, 10 goals in the Premier League so far with 4 games to go, of course. I'd say he's a massive success, not only because of his goals, but I feel like he's really secured his place as the starting number 9 for the next couple of years, and that's why he is a perfect signing. With Benjamin Sesko, it was never about now. He is a long-term investment. He's 22 years of age and he's only going to get better. Look, some might believe that they wanted to get Harry Kane or someone with more experience, like a Gyökeres. But no, I was a big advocate of Benjamin Sesko because I knew of his Champions League pedigree at such a young age, and of course his prospect, like his potential. And look, this guy, he's about 6'5", can jump like a bloody kangaroo. Yeah, he's got aerial threat plus, you know what I'm saying, he can head the ball, he can strike the ball. Look, and he's only going to get better. Now, this complemented with a Bruno Fernandes who can always find his player. I mean, just look at a cross that he gave to him against Crystal Palace and you can see the quality, you know. That's the service that he needs. That's the only way we're going to get a good striker anyways. Even if Harry Kane was there, without a Bruno Fernandes, without a Bryan Mbeumo, putting crosses, creating chances, creating something for Sesko, or Gyökeres, even if we got Gyökeres, we would still need the players around the striker to you know, perform. And this season, that's definitely happened. Now, what's next for Benjamin Sesko? What does he need to do next? Next season, the goal has to be 20 goals in the Premier League. It has to be. Look, especially if we're trying to go for the title, we need a 20-goal season striker. I've never seen a Premier League winning team without a 20-goal a season striker. Just look back to Leicester's team, even Jamie Vardy, or I don't know, Man City with Haaland, and Man City again with Aguero, and so on and so forth. Every single team that's ever won the Premier League needs a world-class number 9. And hopefully we can mold Sesko into that. Now look, what does that mean then? Molding Sesko into the perfect striker. That could mean getting in a second number 9 that has a bit more experience, like a Cavani almost. What is a Cavani in the modern day? We're looking at your Lewandowskis, you know. How much can imagine Lewandowski with Sesko? I mean, even in the training, even just behind the scenes, just working with Sesko, I think Sesko would really benefit from a world-class number 9 who's probably past his best, doesn't need to play so many games, you know. His role is more just to help out the young players, and I think Sesko would really benefit from that. Now look, Sesko isn't Sesko without Bryan Mbeumo. I know Bryan Mbeumo's had a tough sort of period here at Manchester United, like as of late, but we all know the quality that he has. I mean, he showed it with Ruben Amorim. I mean, his goals against the big teams such as your Liverpools, your decisive penalty against Chelsea. He scored against Tottenham, I believe. Yeah, and he scored against Arsenal, so he's really good, Mbeumo. I don't like the criticism that he's been getting because he's in the big games, he's definitely performed for Manchester United, and he's only going to do that more. I mean, this is what we're talking about, your Mohamed Salah for Manchester United. May not perform at his very best all the time, but you know he's going to chip in with the goals and assists, and that you can't just buy that anywhere. That is honestly that's unpriceable. Every single team needs those sort of players that just get GA. We have Bruno, now we have Bryan Mbeumo, and maybe we can get Sesko. That's more goals. We need goals. Now, what does this mean for someone like a Joshua Zirkzee who hasn't got a lot of minutes this season? But we all know the quality that Joshua Zirkzee has, especially in his link-up play and his ability to just create chances. I mean, we've seen his link-up last season in the Europa League with Bruno Fernandes. I really enjoyed that. Zirkzee was a massive part in getting to the road to the final. So Xerxes definitely a player that I respect, but maybe he does need to move on. Maybe it's best if he does go to a team like a Fulham or a Brighton where he'd get more minutes, because he is a class player. Now Sesko, look, what are the weaknesses of Sesko? Let's talk about that then, because we've gone about his strengths, about his aerial ability and whatnot. Let's go a deep dive into his weaknesses. I think there's quite a lot to go through. Now, the first one that I want to point out, I mean, sometimes he can go ghosting. I mean, look, all strikers have this, but I mean, it's much more prevalent in Sesko. I know he's quite young, but I feel like he could have more of a stamp in these big games, you know, especially the game against Man City. Although we won, I would have liked to have seen Sesko maybe get a goal against Man City, or I don't know, have some sort of chance, you know, but I mean, we can't expect the world. One way Sesko could get more chances if he improves his movement in the box. Now look, that's where someone like a Lewandowski could come in as a second choice striker and teach him all his tricks and tips on how to get, you know, efficient movement in the box to get as much goals as possible. I mean, that is Lewandowski's bread and butter. Now look, Sesko, I know the injuries can be, you know, mistakes. They're not all your fault, but we need to iron that down. That's something that has to be ironed down next season. I mean, I don't want to see any injuries. I know we've got Champions League to play next season, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, hopefully. All these big competitions, we're going to play that 60 games. Never 40 again. So we need Sesko to be available for as much of it as possible. I know it's going to be difficult, but that is an expectation that he has to set on himself coming into next season. And yeah, the goals will just come. If he's playing, he's scoring. You know what I'm saying? Now, was the price tag worth it? We're talking 85 million, all right? That's with add-ons. I'd say yes and no. I mean, yes, because look at the potential. I mean, we've got a striker that's 6'5", strong, fast, can head the ball. He's got the finishing as well. We saw against Burnley, he's got good finishing. So in that sense, the potential's there. But 85 million for 10 goals in one season. I know it's his first season. I know he's still adjusting, but look, Rasmus Højlund scored more in his first season, and look what happened to him. So we can't get too giddy with ourselves, of course, but yeah, there's a lot of good signs. There's a lot of good signs. I mean, just look at the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, him and Dalot working hard, really hard in the gym. I mean, people saying that he's the first one to go in the gym and then leave after. I mean, leave the latest as well. So I mean, those are good signs. That's a striker that's hungry. That's a striker that wants to succeed at Manchester United. And that's the qualities that you need. That's the qualities that you need. That's the United DNA. Yeah, and basically the only reason why I would say he's not worth 85 million is because Ekitike was worth that same amount of money. And I know Ekitike's had the same issues with when it comes to injuries and whatnot. But if we're being 100% honest, who's the better player, Ekitike or Sesko? You gotta give it to Ekitike, man. Yeah, you just gotta be honest. I know it's hard, but yeah, it's true. Anyways, guys, this one's gonna be a kind of a short one. Subscribe, like, comment. By now, hopefully, we should have 100 subscribers. I know that's very minuscule to some of you guys who watch people like the United Stand or Sky TV, who probably have 100k, a million. Look, we're trying to get to that level. It starts now. It starts with you pressing the subscribe button. So yeah, subscribe, follow for more. Peace.